A woman doesn't need to have no more than an eighth grade education. Because when you have a woman out here and she's smart like the typical American woman, then she starts to learn about feminism and this and that. I know you guys seen that one stand up from what was that comedian name? I forgot his name. Eddie what was that Eddie Murphy? And he was talking about what he brought. He traversed an African chick over here to America, and then after she started hanging around American women, she started to learn about feminism. And he said that when they were gonna try to file for divorce or something like that, and, like she had that little African accent, but she was saying something like, "I won't have daddy. I won't have daddy." I don't know if you guys remember it, but yeah. So this is why you don't want to be with a smart woman, with a wise and intelligent woman, and all that stuff like that. It's like, well, for me, through my perception, I would want to be with a woman that's smart. No, I need her to be docile, quiet. I don't need her to know a lot. And it's like when you with a woman, you don't want to discuss finances, none of that stuff, because this is even biblical. It talks about it in the Bible about men not spilling your guts when it comes down to women, because a woman, she could, like, a woman is vindictive. She can stab you in the back, and a lot of these feminine acting men out here, they're vindictive as well. But mainly it's the woman. You see, a woman is not going to. I was alluding to in some other video. A woman is she's she's she spoils of war. Like, women are spoils of war. They're gonna go with the man who has the most financial power. It doesn't matter what nationality he is. For most women, they're gonna gravitate towards that type of man. See, and it's like when you're in a relationship with a woman, and like you shouldn't be going back and forth with a woman anyway, arguing with a woman, debating with a woman about nothing anyway. When you're in a relationship with a woman, like, you will want a woman to be quiet. You will want to choose a woman that's an introverted woman who doesn't know as much, but a cute female, but a woman who doesn't know as much. Because it's almost like you get with a woman who's smart, she been in college, she got 1,000 degrees, she knows a lot. It's almost like what she's going to try to do when you try to correct her or teach her something or talk to her about something. Or let's say if you guys have a disagreement where it's discord. Due to this woman being smart, in a sense, she's going to win the argument. In a sense, she's going to try to make you look dumb. Just a lot of going back and forth with a smart mouthy woman. And in a sense, that's something that you don't want. Well, in a sense, that's something that I don't want. I don't want to be with a woman that's going to be going back and forth with me. That's just a no-go for me. See? And in my perception, I say to myself, it's like, a woman is more submissive when she's broke, when she don't have no money. For me, in my perfect world, in Marty's perfect world, I say to myself, it's like, yes, I would be open to, because obviously, yeah, I'm a polygynist. If you guys go back and check out some of my older videos. But for me, I would rather have my money, finances and this and that, have 2 or 3 wives, and like, they can work from the house or this or that, and make passive income online and do things like that, so that way we can keep all the money in the family. But I would be leading. I would want my woman to be going out there in this, going out working in corporate America, hanging around other feminist American women, and bringing toxicity home. And yeah, just for me, I wouldn't want that. But for a woman, it's like I see some of these, like, I see some of these third world countries overseas, and I say to myself, it's like, uh, I say, like, I see a lot of these women who are broke. Like, you got some women who are overseas who, in a sense, you got 30-year-old women overseas who are still virgins. Still virgins, like they never been touched. But a typical American woman, by the time she turns 25 years old, she done slept with like 25 different men. You see? And like, I'd say a lot of us people here in America, and mainly when it comes down to women in America, they spoil because they make a lot of money. And like you got a lot of women out here nowadays making more money than men. They talk down to men, treat us like trash, treat a lot of men out here like trash. Because a woman, like, she has the financial wherewithal to travel here and there. You check out social media, a lot of stuff going on with social media. Like, a woman could just simply get on the plane and fly over to Dubai and, you know, man, like, sleep with a plethora of different men and come back to America like nothing is going on. And it's because, I'd say, a lot of American women, they make a lot of money. And if you look at the government being the black woman's second baby dad, it's almost like, when it comes down to women in America, obviously they don't need men. A woman can go out and get pregnant by a man or have a baby by a man, and then she can leave that man, divorce him, stop talking to him, whatever. And the government will give her child support, HUD, Section 8, public housing. The government would take care of her. As to opposed to some of these other countries overseas that are a little bit more poor, a lot of women, some of these women overseas, 30-year-old virgins, they think like, okay, if I go out and I have a baby by a man, and I'm not sure about this man sticking around, and this man leaves me, or I leave this man, that woman is, she could potentially be poor. That woman is going to be poor. She could be out there on the street in the cardboard box with her and her seed, her and her daughter, her and her son, poor out there on the street. And you got some women who see that, so it's like they not reckless with who they give their vagina to. Women over here in America, and especially black women, especially the succubi, she's reckless with who she gives her vagina to. A 70 to 75% single mother rate in black communities. That's a problem. And this is why it's so much dysfunction in black communities. Young black men committing crimes, becoming emotional just like women, acting just like women. The homosexual movement. Black women just totally being irresponsible with their vaginas. Early teen pregnancy, because you got the succubus leading these communities, and that's a major problem. So in a sense, you will want a woman who's broke. In my opinion, I would get with a woman, and if I'm making decent money now, my woman, she could stay home, take care of our kids. But like a lot of women nowadays, they lazy. They don't want to homeschool their kids. They really don't want to cook. My relationship before my last relationship, I didn't know no better, so I didn't make her cook. But she was like just insipid, lazy, lethargic. Couldn't cook nothing. I was a better cook than her. Nowadays, due to these women making money, working in America, they have given up their duties in relationships as far as cooking and doing stuff like that. Being a wife, being a mother. Because she's out in America competing with men. And that's a problem. For me, I would be okay with my woman. Well, like, I I would be okay and open with my woman staying home. That's what I prefer. You stay home, take care of the kids, be a wife, and be a mom, because that's a major task. That's a job in itself. That's a big task. But the American liberal feminist woman, she looks down upon that. You get a lot of women out here that are just not happy because they out here competing with men, taking the feminist side, and that's a problem. So, and like I would go a little bit deeper. My man Adagon Ford said something profound. And shout out to him. He was just letting guys know, it's like, why would you have kids in captivity in America? Because we are in captivity still. Black people, and especially black men, still deal with the aftermath of slavery. We still deal with it nowadays. You got black men walking into some establishments, and they looking at us like we're gonna embellish something or steal something. Black men have a bad rap, and it's due to white supremacy. It stemmed from white supremacy. White supremacy, it created it all. But black men, as men, we have to wake up, and we have to look inward and become a bit more introspective, a little bit more conscious. It's like, when it comes down to having kids, and if you're not trying to pass on generational wealth, then why have kids? The Bible even talks about, the Old Testament even talks about, well, that's the only book that I reference from, is the Old Testament. It talks about not procreating in your enemy's territory. And we live in a white supremacist country, so why have kids? That wouldn't be advantageous for the black man to do. Is to have kids in America, that's a no-no. That's a no-go. In America, you can't discipline your kids. I seen what happened to the football player Adrian Peterson. He caught some case for simply disciplining his child. You get some people say, oh, well, yeah, I discipline my child. But if you go out in public, if you in Walmart and your child starts knocking down the cereal aisle in Walmart, and you just take out a belt and get that butt, you're going to go to jail. That's considered abuse, and that's a problem. No man should try to regulate another man as to how he should discipline his kids. That's a problem. This is kind of off topic, guys. But sometimes I kind of go on my little screed, my little rant. But yeah. So it's like, why have children in captivity? There's no reason to have kids here, because it's like, you have kids here, they're really not your kids. They are the system's kids. They are the white man's children. He's going to tell you how to deal with your kids. And when it comes down to black men's and white men's standards, our standards are totally different. We are a peculiar people. We're different. And so that's why our standards, they just don't go. There would be a conflict of interest when it comes down to the white man's standards versus the black man's standards. We can't live by their standards because their standards are extremely contradictory. You see white men, they come to our black communities, set up abortion clinics, bring crack cocaine, drugs, poison to our communities, alcohol, poison to our communities, cigarettes to our communities, killing our people, creating different diseases, AIDS, just creating different diseases. So therefore, and trying to let people know that, hey, there is no cures. So therefore, you have to go to the doctor and buy their drugs. It's all cyclical. So it's like, as a black man, you can't live by a white man's standards. You can't. If you were to have kids in America, it's like 1 in 16,000 kids become really become something, really become illustrious or famous, or 1 in 16,000 people really have an impact in this world. 1 in 16,000. So that's not a lot. So it's like, for the majority of people out here, you have kids, you don't have money to pass on generational wealth. Your kid, for the most part, they'll just be a regular person. Just a regular person. They're not going to do nothing special in this life. I seen like a lot of young black men, they want to, like a lot of black men, they want to play basketball. And, like I talked to my little cousin, it's like, man, it's like most young black men want to do that. Like, they want to rap, play basketball, and because in this white supremacist country, they push that narrative. They push that narrative. Either rap, play basketball. Like, they don't, like, being educated is almost looked down upon when it comes down to black men. They want us to go play basketball. They want us to be rappers, singers, and stuff. Like, they want us to entertain them. Being smart, being a scientist, trying to be an astronaut, stuff like that, that's looked down upon in the black community. You're not cool if you want to be smart. You see? So it's like most young black men, they want to play basketball. They want to be rappers, which is, for me, is trivial. It's simple. Anybody can do that. Everybody can do that. You see? But as I think about now, when it comes to some brothers out here, I don't disagree. I don't agree I don't concur with a lot of everything that a brother says or a man says. Mainly, I pay attention to black brothers, mainly. But you got some men out there, they kick knowledge. And it's almost like a guy is not truly your friend if he doesn't disagree with you sometimes. Because it's like, how could you wake up the mass? How could you create new ideas if you like, in a sense, don't have somebody or a friend out there who would disagree with you sometimes? So you can have, so you can be able to have a different perspective. You see? And that's okay. I look at people like Hitler or whatever. Like, a lot of people agreed with Hitler during his 4-year reign. He killed so many Jews. A lot of people agreed with him. But it took a couple people in this Nazi camp to sit back and ponder about him and say, you know what? I disagree with what he got going on. And in a sense, that Germany war, that's what came about when it came down to changing the way Germans think and people think over in that particular country. You see? But so you can take nuggets from different guys, from different people, and in certain conversations, and when you listening to different men, like, it's like a lot of the, like, even some of my brothers that I listen to online here, I don't agree with specifically everything, but for the majority of things that us as immorals, us as brothers talk about, I agree with most of the things that us as immoral brothers talk about, us as black men talk about. See, so like every now and again, I would check in on Dr. Umar Johnson. When it comes down to him putting black women on a pedestal, that's a problem for me. That's a major problem for me. I cannot rock like that. I can't. Calling a woman your queen, that's a major problem for me. As you brothers know, us black men over here in this black manosphere, we look at women as being inferior to us. Black men, as a man, you are superior to a woman. You are above a woman. This is how I kind of look at this life. I'm not equal to no woman. I'm equal to another black man, an introspective black man. But women are beneath us, and this is what you have to teach women as well. And indirectly, mentally, women, they know this. You see? Because physically, obviously, a man is bigger and stronger than a typical woman. A man is more sagacious than a typical woman. A man is more creative than a woman. A man has created everything that women use in America. A man has created it. When it comes down to war, and if men have to get summoned to war, men are going to be the first ones to go. They're going to make women stay here in America. Men fight wars. You see? A woman hasn't created nothing. Women, they don't fight wars. So therefore, that renders men more magisterial. And men are more superior. You see? Well, every now and again, I check out the man's Dr. Umar's page, and the brother can articulate very well. He has a lot of wisdom over there, man. Like it's advantageous for some brothers to go over there and check him out. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he talks about, because I'm pretty sure that brother, he's on child support as well. And I never heard him talk about a video like that. Like I never heard him talk about a video as far as debunking child support. You see? And how it's destroying black men. Well, if you would ever be thrown on child support. You see? But when it comes down to, he had made a point about when it comes down to feminism and the LGBT movement, he was talking about Martin Luther King and how Martin Luther King, he pushed that Black Power movement. But when it comes down to feminism and Gloria Steinem, or whatever this feminist, the woman who started feminism and the LGBT movement, when it comes down to homosexual black men, it's almost like when there's a homosexual black man, a gay black man, he can't create change, and he's not a threat to this white supremacist country. He's not a threat. So the white man looks at a black gay man like, he's not a threat. You see what I'm saying? When it comes down to heterosexual, introspective black men, we are threats to this white supremacist country. We are the real threats, heterosexual black men. Homosexual black men, white men not worried about them because they're not a threat. They're going to take a woman's side. A homosexual black man, he's feminine. He's not a threat. So when it comes down to Black Power, as it applies to Martin Luther King, the white man created this feminist movement, this LGBT movement, to deflect and to get black people to ignore slavery and their past and to ignore the Black Power movement. This is why the LGBT and the feminist community was created. So Black people would ignore the Black Power movement. This is why it was created. This was one reason as to why it was created. And he articulated that point very well, and he had a couple points when it came down to that. You see? And so yeah, just wanted to drop that, brothers. I'll probably drop some other video some other time, but you brothers have a good one.